Hey, what's good? It's Ghiman Mckinney, your boy, bringing y'all once again another great video, bringing you the Juice Alert. You can call me Juice or G-Man. You know, I'm back at y'all with another video for y'all. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that like button right now. Subscribe to my channel, because I do post a ton of great sports videos and analysis, as well as a couple other different vlogs and things in my life. But you know, guys, we're getting right into it. Sorry, I do apologize for being late on this topic, the Odell Beckham Jr. trade. I was on senior trip in Washington, D.C. You know, so I was unable to make a video the past 5 days, but you know, hey, I'm here, it's lit, we gonna talk about this trade, y'all. So you know, Odell Beckham Jr. Traded to the Cleveland Browns. The New York Giants traded him for a first-round pick, a third-round pick, as well as Jabril Peppers from the Cleveland Browns. That's what the Cleveland Browns gave up. Ultimately, I love the move for the Cleveland Browns. I really do. Listen, people want to say that, you know, that first-round pick's a little bit too much. I disagree with that. You know, you look at the Dallas Cowboys. They pretty much gave him a first-round pick for Amari Cooper. Look where it got him, into the playoffs, you know. And they're set up very, very well down the future with Amari Cooper. So sometimes you do have to overpay for a lot of different players. You know, Odell Beckham, I do think he's way better than Amari Cooper. So I do think he's worth a little bit more. So, you know, this is key. Cleveland, if I had to bet money, will be one of the top 5 offenses in the league next year. They have so much potential, you know. Jarvis Landry is playing opposite side OBJ. Who you double team? I mean, Jarvis Landry's great at just consistently getting open. He's not necessarily a great deep threat, not an elite wide receiver, but if you had to rank wide receivers, he'd be right outside that elite category. I think he's at least a top 15 receiver. So you pair him with a top 5, top 3 receiver in Odell Beckham Jr. Man, oh man, this Baker Mayfield, who set the record for rookie TD passes last year, he's set up to have a lot of success. They already have David Njoku, a decent tight end. You know, they had enough running backs last year to trade running backs, guys. They traded Carlos Hyde last year, didn't even miss a beat. Nick Chubb, he's an absolute stud out of Georgia. Their second-round pick, they drafted very well. They got Duke Johnson. They also got Kareem Hunt, a wild card. Now, Kareem Hunt is the most talented running back on that roster. You know, he is suspended the first 8 games, but you know, if they can get something out of him in the future and things like that, that's a lot of talent. They have 3 legitimate starting running backs on the team, 2 great wide receivers. You still got Antonio Callaway, who's a decent number 3, a couple other pieces, but Cleveland's offense is going to be very, very good. You know, their only weakness really is the O-line. They traded away an offensive lineman, I forget his name, a little bit earlier in free agency, but you know, they didn't allow 40 sacks last year, so the offensive line is not a glaring issue. They have separated themselves among the teams from the bottom of the AFC. You look at some of the teams, the Colts, the Texans, Chargers, Chiefs, Patriots, Titans, Ravens, Browns. I've inserted the Browns in that conversation as far as playoff teams. I think the Cleveland Browns have to be in that playoff discussion. I do believe there will be 2 playoff teams coming from the AFC North, the Pittsburgh Steelers division. I think the Cleveland Browns, ultimately, now I have the right to reserve to change my mind. I'm going to do predictions in the offseason of record and things like that. I have to look at all the schedules, but just on paper, Cleveland is the most talented team in that division. Now, Pittsburgh, they're still very talented, but I just think Cleveland's a little bit better. They were already pretty talented. You know, they just need a great quarterback in Baker Mayfield and a great coach. And, you know, I'm not completely sold on Freddie Kitchens. You know, he's only been a coordinator for 1 year, but you got the city of Cleveland behind him. You know, Baker Mayfield loves him. So if you have a great quarterback coach relationship, that's going to make things work. You look at if you get the quarterback coach right, I think you have something. You know, like I said, I'm not ultimately going to pick the Browns just automatically to win the division. I think they can win the division, and they're a borderline Super Bowl team. You know, the Philadelphia Eagles, you know, Doug Peterson, Carson Wentz, their second year, they went to the Super Bowl, so it's definitely possible. They can win a Super Bowl, but I wouldn't pick them among Super Bowl favorites. I do think the playoffs are very realistic. I think that they will be in the playoffs next year if I had to bet money. Also, Olivier Vernon got traded there pretty the other day. You know, he's going to definitely help that pass rush. So the Cleveland Browns are moving in the right direction. Now, let's get to these New York Football Giants. Now, listen, I like the fact they actually got something back from this. They got a first rounder and a third rounder. Now, this team has a lot of holes. It's not just the quarterback, Eli Manning, who's absolutely terrible. I don't care what any stats say. Eli Manning is a terrible quarterback. He is no good no more. He's absolutely garbage. He's just washed up. He's terrible, okay? You know, this team needs a lot more help besides the quarterback situation. They need cornerbacks. They need offensive line help. They need pass rush help now that they just traded Olivier Vernon away. You know, Lorenzo Carter is probably the best edge rusher. That's not very great. I ultimately do not like the move from the Giants. I would not have made this move. I get they had a solid record when Odell Beckham Jr. did not play. When Odell Beckham Jr. did not play last year. I get all that. I understand that. I get they get all those pieces, those draft picks to help them solve some of those other issues on the team. But no one, and I mean no one they will draft or pick up in free agency will be better than Odell Beckham Jr. ultimately. No one. No one. Well, why would you trade him? I don't understand this. Listen, whoever they draft's not going to be him. They're not going to be him, okay? I love DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf ain't no Odell Beckham Jr. You know, not Keel Harry. He's not Odell Beckham. Marquise Brown. He's not Odell Beckham in that draft. I don't care. Now, you're going to get something back from him. You know, you obviously signed Golden Tate the other day. You still got Evan Ingram, Sterling Shepard. You have Saquon Barkley, who's a great running back. But honestly, guys, there's a lot of people saying, you know, Odell Beckham was a distraction in the locker room, things like that. I totally disagree. I think the Giants were hiding behind Eli Manning. You know, they were trying to scapegoat him, bring up a ton of excuses about why this team was malfunctioning. Odell Beckham Jr. was one of the only few people in that locker room and organization that called Eli Manning out. And ultimately, I think Odell Beckham Jr. suffered a little bit of criticism from it. And you know what? People want to say, oh, no, Odell Beckham is just too passionate, man. He's over here ranting on the sideline, you know, things like that. Yeah. How about getting Odell Beckham a better quarterback, and you wouldn't be talking about this. You wouldn't be talking about this. All the New York Giants needed to do this year was either get Kyler Murray or Dwayne Haskins. And they would be a better team next year. I guarantee you that. You get a quarterback right with that roster, I think you have a decent team. You still need to pick up some other parts. You need a quarterback. You need an offensive line. But you don't have a quarterback. And there's reports also that Dwayne Haskins is being passed up by the Giants. The Giants are looking to not take Dwayne Haskins. Huge mistake. Now, you hit it at the ballpark with Saquon Barkley last year. I get it. But you need a quarterback. Saquon Barkley ain't going to win you games. You know, he's going to help, but you need a quarterback. Eli Manning is absolutely terrible. You need to draft Dwayne Haskins. You know, Kyler Murray is pretty much a done deal that he is going to Arizona. So just draft Dwayne Haskins. The best quarterback in this draft class. You know, I like Kyler Murray. I don't think he's better than Haskins, but I don't believe in Drew Lock. Do not draft Drew Lock. You know, you can potentially draft a Will Grier, but don't do it at number 6 overall. Don't do that. I love Will Grier. He's my third quarterback on my board. You know, I don't like Daniel Jones. I don't like Drew Lock, like I said. But maybe a change of scenery will help Odell Beckham Jr. But he just had a no good quarterback. That's ultimately what caused, I think, the locker room issues. You know, with him calling out, you know, Eli Manning and things like that. They just need to get the quarterback right. Now, I do think because the Giants are not looking to draft Dwayne Haskins, I think they're going to probably try to trade for Josh Rosen. And I think that ultimately they're going to probably give the Miami Dolphins their number 6 overall pick. I think that's ultimately what they would do. A couple of reasons. For one, they don't know Josh Rosen, who is very cheap. You can get a third rounder for Josh Rosen, I've heard. You can get him very cheap from the Cardinals. The Cardinals are looking to move on from him. So get Josh Rosen up in there and then trade your pick to the Miami Dolphins because they have no quarterback now that Ryan Tannehill is gone, and you have a ton of ammunition and great pieces to put around Josh Rosen, whoever's under center, and Saquon Barkley. That is ultimately what the Giants need to do. They can do something like that, but I have no problem with this trade. But it has to work. It has to work. You have to get the right quarterback. If you don't get the quarterback right, this is going to look bad. I guarantee you, the New York Giants will look back at this and say, this was a terrible trade. I'm sorry. They just will. You know, I don't agree with it. I don't like the deal. I don't think that this is a great deal at all. But, you know, Cleveland, definitely the clear winner. New York Giants, still the jury is out, but I don't like the move. That's pretty much it for this video, y'all. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell me what you think about these trades, you know. Give me some great comments. I'd love to hear what you guys got to say. It's been your boy, Ghiman Mckinney, and I'm Ghost, and go Green Bay Packers!